The castle loomed atop a jagged peak, its spires clawing at the storm-laden sky. The air was thick with the scent of decay, the earth around the fortress poisoned by centuries of dark magic. Inside, the halls echoed with a chilling silence, broken only by the drip of water from the cold, stone ceilings. At the heart of this desolation sat Count Dracula, the Lord of Darkness, his crimson eyes burning with an ancient fury. But tonight, the silence was broken. Torches flickered in the distance as a group of hunters approached the castle, their resolve steeled by loss and hatred. Among them was Van Helsing, his face etched with determination, his heart hardened by the memories of lives lost to Dracula's hunger. The hunters breached the gates with a resounding crash, their weapons gleaming with silver and blessed by holy rites. Dracula watched from the shadows, a faint smile curling his lips. He had faced countless adversaries over the centuries, and none had bested him. Yet, beneath his veneer of confidence, he felt the faint tug of mortality, the creeping fear that perhaps his immortality was not eternal. As the hunters descended deeper into the castle, the traps began to spring, walls shifted, sealing corridors. Spectral forms rose from the shadows, shrieking as they clawed at the intruders. Blood was spilled as the lesser vampires guarding the castle descended upon the group, their fangs bared and eyes glowing like embers. Van Helsing led the charge, his sword cutting through the undead with precision. The hunters pressed on, their ranks thinning but their determination unshaken. The castle seemed alive, its walls pulsing with dark energy, as if it sought to consume them. At last, they reached the throne room. It was vast and cavernous, its walls adorned with tapestries woven from the hair of the dead. At its center stood Dracula, clad in black velvet, his presence dominating the room of a storm cloud. His eyes glowed with malevolent glee as he regarded the hunters. "You come to end me," he said, his voice a velvet caress that sent shivers down their spines. "But you are too late. I have seen empires fall and gods forgotten. What are you to me but dust in the wind?" Van Helsing stepped forward, raising his sword. "We are your reckoning." Dracula moved with unnatural speed, his form a blur of shadow and crimson. He was upon them in an instant, his claws ripping through flesh, his fangs sinking into throats. The hunters fought valiantly, but they were no match for his ancient power. Blood spattered the cold stone floors, the coppery scent mingling with the damp air. One by one, the hunters fell, their cries echoing through the castle. Van Helsing alone remained, his body battered, but his resolve unbroken. Van Helsing and Dracula clashed, their battle a savage dance of steel and shadow. The room erupted into chaos as the hunter's blade struck sparks against the vampire's claws. Dracula's laughter filled the air, a mocking sound that seemed to shake the very foundations of the castle. "You cannot kill me, mortal," Dracula snarled, his voice a deep growl. "I am eternal." Van Helsing did not respond. Instead, he reached into his coat and withdrew a vial of holy water. He held it at Dracula, the glass shattering against his chest. The vampire screamed as the blessed liquid burned through his flesh, smoke rising from his body like steam from a cauldron. Dracula lunged, his claws slicing through Van Helsing's arm, but the hunter used the moment to drive a wooden stake into the vampire's chest. The castle trembled as Dracula staggered, his crimson eyes wide with disbelief. Dracula fell to his knees, his body convulsing as the ancient curse that had sustained him began to unravel. Black veins spread across his skin, and his once magnificent form withered before Van Helsing's eyes. "You cannot destroy me," Dracula hissed, his voice now a weak rasp. "Darkness will rise again." Van Helsing stepped back, watching as the vampire crumbled to dust. The storm outside intensified, lightning illuminating the throne room in stark flashes. As the final remains of Dracula disintegrated, a deafening silence fell over the castle. Van Helsing stumbled from the throne room, his body weak, his spirit heavy. He was the last of the hunters, the others having given their lives to end Dracula's reign. The castle began to collapse, the dark magic that held it together unraveling with its master's death. He emerged into the night, the storm abating as the first rays of dawn broke over the horizon. Bloodied and alone, he turned back to watch the castle crumble into ruin, a symbol of the darkness that had finally been vanquished. Yet, as he walked away, he couldn't shake the feeling that the battle was not truly over. The shadow of Dracula's legacy lingered, a chilling reminder that even in death, evil has a way of enduring,